Hello everyone out there, this is Zuku Money here, and this is Runic Descent, a level 38 to 40 dungeon here in the Rift Beta. Now, group composition this time around is a level 41 Cleric tank. We have a 41 Rogue, a 40 Rogue, a 37 Cleric, who isn't a healer at the moment, but we're getting him to change to be a healer, and then myself, a level 38 Mage, who is a Chloromancer Warlock spec. Alrighty, so, beta, as of recording this voiceover, is completely finished. After I upload this video, I will be doing another video straight after it, just to sort of say my thoughts, my final thoughts on the Rift Beta, how it all went, and where we go in the future. Alrighty, so this is Runic Descent here. Now, this place is a very short instance. I mean, we pumped through this place, not in this run, just because we had to do the quests, but we ran this a lot, this little group, and would have done it in about 25 minutes. I think our fastest run was, probably a little bit faster than that. You can really churn through this place. It is quite a small, compact dungeon. The only reason why it takes a little bit longer in these videos is that we do all the quests that are involved. If you do the quests in this place will take about 50 minutes. Sometimes 45, depending on how fast you do the pulls. This is a full run, and it's going to show all the quests that are in here, so I hope you all enjoy. Alrighty, as you can see, I am solo healing. Now, I'm a little nervous about the whole solo healing aspect of this. I've never actually solo healed besides my Iron Tombs run all the way back in the day, so at first I am a little worried, and I do make a fair few mistakes later on, which result in the tank dying. So I thought to myself, it's not a pride thing, it never is. I just thought to myself, look, it's probably better if we get the Cleric who was just doing that DPS, because we have plenty of DPS in the group, just get the Cleric to go healer, and we'll have 2 healers running, just so that we can get through this place without any hassles or any worries. And we did, and we went fine after that. Alrighty, so I got a new ability now. It's the ability in the Warlock tree. It does a massive AoE damage on the ground. It is a channeled spell. It ticks for like 300 every second. It is absolutely amazing, and especially in here, because there's a lot of AoE packs. Works great. Works a treat. It does proc the healing, but as you may be aware, that with Synthesis and the Life-Giving Ward, that life-giving veil, sorry, that any spell that isn't a life-damaging spell will only heal for 10% of its damage. But in saying that, if you do corrosion plus that attack, it works out so effectively. Alrighty, as far as the trash pulls go, there's no real stressful trash, at least not at this beginning sections. I mean, they do hit quite hard, but this is a Cleric tank, so I'm not too savvy, let's say. I'm not too informative on actually how they go about tanking, whether they can mitigate a lot of damage or not, but all in all, we had no problems whatsoever with tanking or threat or anything like that. So, this is the first little part of summoning the boss. Now, all of these have a little gimmick to them. This one here is that you need to avoid the little orbs that come out. If you do not avoid the little orbs that come out, you'll take a hell of a lot of damage and more than likely die. Now, you avoid all that, go up to the back, you click on the little chest up there, I think, or something along those lines, and it summons this sub-boss. Now, I'm going to call it a sub-boss just because these guys actually hit really, really hard. So we had our level 37 Cleric run in there, and look at the damage that Cleric's taking. Fall over, dead. There was no heal in the world that I could possibly give him to keep him alive. So, just give him a simple battle res, and we continue on. He actually almost dies again right there, but we're able to keep him alive. So, there's 3 of those things here. You got the water boss, you got the fire boss, and you got this air elemental. Let's say. Now, you need to kill all 3 to do the quest in here, and that is the only reason why this place takes so long. Takes a little bit longer, sorry. It's not very long, but it takes a little bit longer than just the speed runs. If you do not have anyone on the quests, those things don't actually spawn. so you can just breeze through here, no problems whatsoever. As you can see here, here's one of the AoE packs that I was telling you about. So I've got my Nature's Fury happening. I'm not sure if I tested it out on this pack. It's probably a later pack, but I will eventually show you what the AoE side of things actually looks like these days as level 38 Chloromancer Warlock Mage. Okay, I believe it's this pull here that we finally do wipe. Now, I make a lot of mistakes here. I panic, I stop casting, I rely on my instant heals, which have a cooldown, which is the worst thing you possibly do. I actually cast all my stuff and then just sit there spamming the cast, waiting for the cooldown. What I should have been doing, I should have been casting that instant cast heal, throwing in some Nature's Touch plus some other abilities like my Withering Vine, so on and so forth, and then when it's off cooldown, hit that AoE heal again, or that single target focus heal again, instead of focusing on just spamming that heal button, even though it's on cooldown. I don't know why I did it. I had a complete memory blank here. It just didn't make sense at the time why I did it, but it did happen, and the tank died because of it, and it was a wipe. So as you can see, the cleric tank is taking a hell of a lot of damage. This is where I start to panic. I do my full heal right there, and then continue on. Using my opportunity procs, getting all my dots up on it, doing my rotation, Withering Vines. As you can see, if you go back and if you rewind back and re-look at that, you'll actually see me cast Vile Spores a hell of a lot more than casting my Nature's Touch. Now, Nature's Touch is the direct heal. 200% of the damage that I do will direct heal. Sorry, not 200%. 100% of the damage that I do will heal the tank for 100% of that damage. So I should have been using Nature's Touch. I should have been. It was off cooldown and I didn't use it one bit there, and as a result we wipe. And as another result, we get the cleric to come help heal, and from here on out it is quite breezy. We do wipe a couple of times on the once on the first boss, just because we pull him a little too early. Wasn't really expecting it, and we weren't positioned correctly, but I'll go into that in more detail once we get up to the boss. Alrighty, as you can see, the damage is looking not bad. I mean, for a Chloromancer healer, it is not bad at all. I know other classes, especially these two rogue marksman hunters, or whatever that spec is called, that soul is called. They're critting for like over a K, and I'm just seeing a crit for 500 and thinking, ooh, nice, you know. But in reality, the DPS is not as high as it possibly could be. As you can see, I found a use for the sprint. The use for the sprint is if you're ever too far away from the tank and he hasn't pulled yet, or if he has pulled and you're out of combat, just use it. Get up there as fast as possible, then continue on. I'm not sure if those racials are going into live. If they are pretty sad for racials for all the races in the game. But I don't know, the sprint, I'm kind of finding a liking to it. I am. I hated it at first. If you look back at my Deep Strike Mines run, I absolutely hated it. I gave it a lot of crap, but yeah, I don't know, it's grown on me, let's say. Maybe that's what Trion was trying to do. Change it and then just make it grow on people. Alrighty, so we're killing down these shades here. Nothing too bad about it. If you look up to your right, you will see the first boss called Rictus. Now, he is a stone elemental, let's say. Let me just turn up my sound here. It was a bit low. It's going to be a bit loud now, but I eventually turn it back down. But for now, let's all enjoy the game sound. Alrighty, things you need to be aware of here is that the aggro radius for the boss is huge. See how we're sort of hugging the right hand side a little too much because of that, and as he pats back, we actually pull him here. Now, it was a complete accident. Here he comes now. None of us are ready for it. None of us are positioned for that fact, and we wipe. Now, I'm going to show you some of the mechanics here. He does a few of them. One of them, he'll just grab a random player and drag him into where he is. It does a hell of a lot of damage. As you see, it just one-shot one of our guys. There it happens again, taking a hell of a lot of damage. We were able to keep him alive. When that happens, you need to run it ASAP. He puts a slowing effect on you, he puts a dot on you, and then he does the AoE one, where everyone gets thrown in and he starts to do an earthquake on the ground. I'll show you a little trick that we did that helped out on this boss so much. It is a gimmick. I don't really like using gimmicks because there's always a way around the mechanics, but it worked effectively, and I think it's something that, unless it's changed and we can't do it in live, that I am at least going to keep on doing. So, as you can see, the damage that we take, I mean, 1,000 a tick, that's pretty severe. You know, here we are, I'm in there, I can't really get out in time, I'm trying to heal up as best I can. I do survive, but it's not enough. Everyone's taking way too much damage, and there we go, we wipe. So, let us see how we could have done that better. Let us see what we should have been doing to sort of make this a hell of a lot better. So, if you look up near those steps, you see that little torch there. Now, myself and the cleric healer, we both wedge ourselves, or don't wedge ourselves, we both stand where that torch is. Now, because the torch is a physical object and you can't actually run through it, but it still creates free range of line of sight. So you're not out of line of sight by standing there. The tank grabs the boss and takes him up the top of the stairs. Everyone else, the range is just standing back as far as they possibly can, DPSing from as far as they possibly can. So, when he does his pull, where he grabs someone and pulls them in, if it hits any of us two healers, we'll actually hit that torch and we won't actually land near him, which means that we won't actually take a hell of a lot of damage, which helps out immensely. I mean, it's night and day, the difference between the damage that we take. So the tank goes up, pulls it, we stand within line of sight, like making sure that that torch is in between us and the boss. As you can see, he's pulling in the ranged DPS, but they're quickly just getting back out as fast as possible. He also does a knockback effect, which sometimes he does on the tank, and as you can see there, he did it on me, so it wasn't really an issue. If he does it on the tank, and the tank sort of moves from that position, you need to reposition yourself accordingly. It is just basic common sense here. Just be aware of your surroundings. This is all about situational awareness. So as you can see, the tank got pulled. So you see myself and the cleric move around so that we're still line of sighting the boss. Now, tank pulls him back up to where he originally was, and we continue on our little DPS here. The fight is really simple. I mean, there are a couple of different other abilities that we sort of just negate because we have so much healing. One of them is rotting flesh. Now, rotting flesh acts like a disease. Now, anyone around you will take damage, including yourself, I believe, including yourself. When this happens, you should realistically be moving away from everyone, but we didn't really stress about it. I mean, the range was staying far apart. Myself and the cleric decided to stay together just because we were healing, and we were able to manage our healing anyway and keep everyone alive. Alrighty guys, that is part 1 of my Runic Descent run. Be sure to check back on my channel at youtube.com/Zukumani for part 2 and eventually part 3. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all again next time.